Shall we start? Yes, guys. So please check my voice and also screen. So we'll start session. I hope it's fine. So, okay, today we'll start the Python. So as I said in the last session, Python full stack is what? So we have to start the Python today. So before that, let me recap yesterday whatever I discussed, like about the Python full stack. Let me recap. So as I said, in the Python full stack, so we are going to cover like Python, Django, Django REST framework, okay, Python, Django, Django REST framework, and then front-end technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React.js we are going to cover. And I will give the overview on the Bootstrap also, but I did not talk yesterday about the Bootstrap. I'll give the brief about the Bootstrap as well. I'm going to use maybe Bootstrap in the React.js. Okay, so I'm going to give the overview on the Bootstrap also for you additionally. And then backend technologies. Backend technology means I already said that Python, Django, Django REST framework along with the database also. We are going to learn a separate database. Already we know that Django comes with one particular inbuilt database. That is what I said, SQLite. SQLite is a database which comes along with the Django. Along with that, we are going to learn a separate database. That may be a Oracle or MySQL. In that, we are going to focus especially the SQL, very, very important. Okay, that we are going to focus. And then I said yesterday, what is Python full stack exactly? Then we discussed about real-time applications of Python and real-time applications of the Django and real-time applications of the React.js. I covered yesterday about all these things here. Okay, right. Like I explained clearly, like what is Python. So it is a programming language or it is a scripting language. So that is used to write the programs to develop the software applications. So by compared to other programming languages, Python is very simple and also easy. Okay, I shown practically how Python is easy by compared to Java. You can also compare with other programmings also. Next, I explained about the Django here. Like what is Django basically? It is a framework, or you can say it is a web framework technology. Simply, you can say it is a framework, or fully, if you want, exactly, it is a web framework technology. So that is used to develop the what? Web applications. We can develop the web applications very easily and quickly. Why we can design very easily, quickly? Because of framework means I said it is a inbuilt architecture or ready-made tool. So it will make our work means development. Okay, development of application, it will make it very easy and also fast. So that's why we can design the applications fast here. Next, and it is the most popular Python framework used by many companies in the IT industry for the web development. To design the websites, we use the Django. Websites means, for example, I said Amazon, Flipkart, IRCTC, BookMyShow, Zomato. Okay, these type of web applications we can design using the Django framework. And then after that, I explained about Django REST framework also, right? So this REST framework is used to develop what? APIs. Okay, APIs for the Django web applications. Now, API full form is what? Application Programming Interface. So what is the use of this API side? So API helps to make available of the Django web application to the different apps so that users can interact with the web application from many sources. I said an example to you, like here, we're able to interact with any one particular website, right? Using the multiple other apps also. I said yesterday about the SBI, for example. You can interact with the SBI application, SBI servers or SBI databases with some other apps. You can interact with the phone pay, Google Pay, Paytm, Zomato application or app, BookMyShow app, Ola, IRCTC. From all these apps, we are able to interact with the SBA application or SBA server or database. Okay, so that's why here we are providing the what? alternate way to the user to interact with the web application. So for that purpose here, we are using what here? API. Okay, right. So not only this one, we also can do many things using the API, but this is one of the very important point about the API. It's very important right now. Nowadays, everybody are using the APIs. Even if you don't know here, see, you are using the phone pay, Zomato, all this means you also interact with the what? API here. You are using the API, but you may not know that. Okay, right. But here definitely if you want to design these type of web application, these are the not small scale applications. If you want to design these type of applications, so compulsory API you have to design. If you don't design API, then that is not full-fledged web application. Okay, now suppose can you agree? Suppose one bank website is there, that bank website is not offering okay facility to connect with all these apps. Will you use that service of the bank? No. Yes or no? You cannot use that service of the bank. Once upon a time, it was working 10 years back, 20 years back means. But nowadays, if that bank is not supporting to access their database and servers from these all apps means you don't use that. You can go to the alternate banks, right? Yes or no? So that much of important is what here? API. So we have to design such type of APIs, okay, for these type of web applications or websites here, right? That is the importance of the API here, right? Next, I explained clearly about the backend technologies. As I said just now, we can cover from the Python, both core Python and also advanced Python, including the data science libraries we are going to cover. Okay, I am going to give the overview on some of the, for example, data science libraries from the Python, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib. These are very, very important and also popular for the data science. Okay, so because I already said that Python libraries or Python we also use for data science. Additionally, I am going to train to you these type of libraries in the Python. Okay, so core Python and also advanced Python. Totally, we are going to learn from the Python along with the theory, practical programs, real-time applications. We also can do some simple projects on Python also. We'll be having the project on Python also. Okay, that is a console-based project. We can do that. Okay, so we can see all these things. Many things we can see here, right? Next, like Django. Okay, so Django also explain what is this. Then Django REST framework and then database also will cover. So what is the use of database here? Any application contains the data. Any application needs to store the data. Whose data? User's data, application data, we have to store. Yesterday, I clearly explained some, for example, Amazon is there. Amazon web application is having the so much data. For example, every product information we can store in the database. We can present that product information to the users. Okay, with help of the web pages, we can present. And also, we can store so much data of the users as well. Whenever you order any product, that order details will be stored where? In the database only again. Whenever you register, that registration details also will be stored where? In the database only. Like that, to maintain the user data, to maintain the application data, compulsory, we need a storage place. That is what here, database. I said already, Django supports inbuilt database. That is what I said, name. What's the name, sir? SQLite database. It's a default one, default database. Along with this, we are going to learn additional database. That may be MySQL or Oracle. Anyone you can learn it. Okay. Means we are going to train here. We are going to learn here in the classroom itself. Here. Additionally, along with this SQLite. SQLite default that will come along with the Django. So we can connect, we can start designing the applications. We can store the data directly into the SQLite. Okay. And connecting these type of databases to the Django is very, very simple. Only 2 to 3 lines of code, not more than 5 lines of code. Generally, database contains some, credentials like username, passwords, port number, something like that. Just we have to use the data of the database and we have to configure in the Django. Within just 5 lines, we are going to write some configuration settings for the database and we can connect. Then remaining everything is like SQLite only. Okay. So simple to connect it to the database also, other databases like MySQL, Oracle. That we can see later. Very simple to connect. these are the backend technologies we are going to cover. Especially these backend technologies like Python, Django, Django REST framework, we use to write the business logic, I said. Okay. So business logic means what I said yesterday. I explained by taking the Amazon only. Business logic, like registering. Whenever you register, there is a registration form. The data we have to store into the database. So for that we have to write the logic. That logic we can write using the Django, for example. Okay, that is a business logic. Whenever you order any product, okay, like the order process, we have a particular code for that. We have a script for that, or some code is there. Like ordering the product and showing the status of that particular product. You are going to see the status also, right? After what ordering the product, you can see the status. So whether is it order is confirmed or not, and is it delivery or not, when it is going to deliver, everything will be show for you, right? This is what actually business logic actually. This type of logic we can write using this Python, Django, okay, everything. Using REST, Django REST framework, we can design the APIs, right? Fine. Database is for storage purpose. Next, front-end technologies like HTML stands for hypertext markup language. This we use to create the web pages. I said yesterday, we can create the web pages. Like you can take any other web application, Amazon or Flipkart. You can take anything here. Let me show once again here. So we can create the web pages like wherever you can see in real-time web applications. For example, I am taking right now Flipkart. See, this is the Flipkart web application, real-time web application. Okay. Now you are looking on page. This page is called here web pages. Okay. So whenever you click on one particular option here, suppose fashion. Okay. Something, let me click on some kids. Now it is opening the one more page. All these pages are interlinked. Okay. All these pages are here interlinked. For example, kids, baby, shirts, something like I'm clicking so that we can move to one more page. So here web page contains the multiple, sorry, web application contains the multiple web pages. Okay. We are going to design the websites or web application. That web application contains the multiple web pages. Like each and every page contains some different information like this. Here as you see. Okay. And all these pages are linked to each other. So whenever you click on a button or some link, then we can open the or we can move to the another page like that. Okay, we can do all these things here with the help of the HTML only. Linking the page also we can do with the help of the HTML only. Okay, and next CSS. So why we use CSS? This is actually cascading style sheet, the full form. If you want to make stylish the pages, okay, see at the top there is a border, blue color, some border at the top. That is called actually, you can say one bottom menu, and here these are the drop down menus are displaying here. Okay, and the colorful buttons, and we arranged all these in one particular size. Okay, some images are there. No, we arranged all these in one particular size here. Everything we can do using what here? CSS, cascading style sheet, and we can make our web page more and more attractive. Okay, that is. And then JavaScript. JavaScript we use for what I said. Remember? Tell me. JavaScript. Can anybody answer, please? We'll see how many of you remember. Okay. I given one example. I explained something. That is okay. What I said. Yes, online guys. What is the purpose of JavaScript? I said there are many usages are there, but I said one usage.
To interact.
For validation purpose.
Yes, great. For validation purpose. Means we can do the validation. Yesterday, very clearly explained that if there is a registration form contains some, elements, fields like first name, last name, maybe contact number, email, and password, confirm password, all these things. So whenever you enter this data, we have to validate the data, whether the data, whatever you entered in that form, fields, correct or not. Okay. To check checking the data correct or not is called here validation actually. Simple words I am saying. Okay. Checking the data, whatever you are entering in the field, that is correct or not. For example, email you are entering, that email is correct or not. That is having the address symbol or not. Like domain, for example, gmail.com, that is contains or not, or exist or not. Whenever you are typing, okay, then you confirm password, both are matching or not. Like these type of checkings we can do. That is called actually validations, data validations. That we can do using the popular scripting language, that is a JavaScript. So there are some server-side validations and also client-side validations. But here, right now, whatever I said is a client-side validation. Same way, we also can do the validation at server-side internally, like background we can do. Okay, right. And then next what here? React.js. It is also a framework, and it is a combination of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and also React.js. Okay, so React.js also helpful to design the front end. We can work on the front end only. So overall, this front end we can design. Front end means, for example, just now I said this is the front end, sir. What you are looking right now, this is the front end for the Flipkart. With the help of this front end only, we can interact with our back end logic. Okay, with the help of back end only main here for us. Even tomorrow, if you attend an interview, most of the questions you will receive from the back end only by compared to front end. So that first we have to focus on the back end only. Back end only the like roots. Okay, very, very powerful. So that's why we have to first focus on the back end. Okay. So later to interact with our backend application, definitely we have to design the UI. UI means what? User interface. That is called here front end only. Like the pages we can design like that. Pages, buttons. In that pages we can create some buttons, links, so that users can interact with our application. Okay, right. Fine. So after this, next I given the total full stack is what I explained here to you, and then I given the real-time applications of the Python. So Python we are using the AI and ML, data science, IoT, web application we can design, voice assistant devices like Amazon Alexa devices we can create, and then voice recognition devices in the mobiles and also Google homepage. You can see there is a voice over button. It will identify your voice and also respond to you. Okay, these are all our programs only. These type of programs we can create using the Python, and image passwords. So product recommendation in the e-commerce. Yesterday I already explained everything. Again, I'm not explaining. Just let me give the overview on this. Okay, Google Maps, language translations, and automated cars or self-driving cars, right? And then in the medical field, X-rays, CT scans, MRIs, robotic surgery purpose also. Okay, these type of applications also we can create using the Python code here. That type of popular programming is here Python nowadays. Okay, and then Django real-time applications. So Django real-time applications, especially this Django we use for web development. Means we can design the websites. Flipkart, Amazon, IRCTC, Book My Show, any other bank websites. Okay, we can design all these type of websites using the Django. We can create the small scale, medium scale, and also large scale applications using the Django. There are some other alternative frameworks also available. I will explain to you later. But Django is the most popular one. Django is the most popular one among all these Python framework. Okay, I will show remaining all also what. So somebody are typing on the screen. Don't disturb the class. Please erase this one. This is a disturbance for me and also others. Don't write anything on the screen. Okay, please listen carefully. It's a very important. If you don't have interest, please leave the session. Don't disturb others, especially me also. Okay, right. Next, we also can design the stock market or stock trading related apps using the Django. And then chat applications like customer support chat systems, chatbots. Okay, so chatbots related applications also we can design using the Django. Live notifications, live stream events, live gaming. We can do all these things. Live applications also we can design. And real-time dashboards like live data updates. I said like live election results, live cricket scores. These we require the live only, no? So everything, live news, live scrolling something. You are going to see these are all in the televisions, TVs, right? So in the TVs also mostly that live events, mostly, right? Live scrolling news. Okay, all these things we can also do using this Django. And then I explained about the React JS real-time applications also for you. Okay, React JS already designed in the form of like Facebook application already designed using React JS, Instagram, Netflix, WhatsApp, and Yahoo Mails, and Dropbox. Okay, this is for storing the data. We also can, buy some storage. We can store our data. Like it's like just like what Google Drive. But in the Google Drive, we'll be having some limited space, maybe 15 GB, right? Free of cost. But if you want more, then you have to purchase it. Alternate, you'll be having the Dropbox. So these type of in this type of apps also we are using the React JS. And so finally, I explained one very important slide for you. If you take this Python full stack, now you are eligible for the multiple roles here. Okay, like I said, you can become a AML developer after Python if you learn AML. You are eligible for the AML developer. Next, data science. If you after Python, if you go for data science, for example, then you are eligible for the data science developer, data science engineer, and also data science analyst. Next, after Python, IoT. You can learn IoT, then you are eligible for the IoT developer. Okay, but this is specially recommended for the triple E students. However, you also can learn if you have an interest. For example, I'm telling, just I'm showing the different opportunities for you. But I'm not telling go to this IoT, go to this data science. But for our target is what? Web development. For web development, all these are right now optional. We don't need to learn for web development. But for web development, we have to understand next this. Like front end or you can learn front end like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React JS. Now you are eligible for what? Front end developer. And if you focus only on backend, like Python, Django REST framework, and database, now you are eligible for what? Backend developer, Python backend developer. And you can focus and you can learn these two, front end and also backend. Now you are eligible for what here? Python full stack web developer. See, depends on the role, you will be having the package in the companies. Okay. Suppose you are the UI developer, depends on that, then you will be having the package. Which one is having the full package? I mean, more package, you know that. Python full stack is having the good package in the real time because it's a Python full stack means which includes many things like front end, back end, everything. Depends on the position, you'll be having the package in the companies also. Okay, right. Fine. Next, there is a separate role is called here JavaScript developer, and separate role is what? React JS developer. Okay, right. So if you take this Python full stack, after learning Python full stack, you can go for AML, for example, data science, IoT, AML, maybe. Okay, that is what. So that's what these are optional right now, but in the future, if you want, you can also learn here. Okay, right. And then I explained what are the benefits for you if you take this Python full stack course. All these I explained. We are going to discuss the real-time examples, more exercises, tasks, assignments. I'm going to explain the programs, everything with coding step by step. With my hands, I'm going to type the code here, means programs. I'm going to type with hands only. There is no copy paste. Okay. So that you can understand line by line is what. And then you'll be having project work. Okay. Additionally, we'll be having many benefits. I said all these things in the last session. Okay. We are going to do the projects, 4 to 5 projects will be there for you. You'll be having the certificates, internship certificates. Internship is there along with the certification, course completion certification. Okay. You'll be having the placement assistance here. Along with that, we'll be having mock interviews, resume preparations, and we are going to help you to create, profiles in the LinkedIn. So you are going to do the many activities within this 6 months duration. I said this duration is how much here? 6 months duration. Okay. And you'll be having the both online and also offline. Okay, you'll be having the mentor support, trainer support. Directly, you also can interact with me for any doubts. Okay, you can feel free to ask any doubts. Okay, like this, I explained very clearly about all these things in the yesterday's class. And also, you'll be having the free workshop additionally. This is totally free for you. You no need to pay anything for these workshops. So workshops are, you'll be having there is a tool is called version control system, GitHub. That is from DevOps. We are going to give 1 week workshop for you free of cost. Same way from Power BI reporting tool. This one also free of cost, 1 week workshop for you. So these are all benefits are available from our what is this from our institution Harsha Trainings. Okay, right. So from trainer side, that is from my side, from institution side, there are many benefits for you. Right. So all these I given, especially in the last session, in the demo session, everything I explained here. Till now, if you have any doubts, please ask me so that now I will go to the regular session Python. I am going to start. Now I am going to give the overview on the Python now. Yes, someone has texted here. Yes, so we are going to do the 2 to 3 projects, sir. 2 to 3 projects. Okay. And remaining are the Python and React. Okay.
I,
Yeah.
Menu, right? Right. Yeah, this is Saran. So when you say project, it's like a actual running project like Amazon or Flipkart application or any financial domain or something like that, or is it just going to be a simple projects in like
That is intermediate level. You'll be having like intermediate level. Okay.
Okay,
Basic and
okay,
intermediate level.
okay. And
Yes.
also regarding the workshops, will it be supporting EST? Because there are, I know I'm from US. There may be people from
That
US.
actually, yeah. So this is taken by another trainer. Please, you can whenever he start, you can also communicate with him.
Okay.
Okay.
So
These
if it
tools are
is like
discussed by other trainer. Yeah. Yeah.
timing
Tell me.
doesn't support EST time zone, if we cannot join, can we get a recording on this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or do we
Okay. Yeah. You will be having a recording also for everything.
or do we need to connect with Sarita or the admin on this?
On this,
I mean,
other
for the workshops, free workshops, like if I mean workshop means I think it's for on in-person students, right? Not for online students, or is it for
that
online students?
no, that is for everybody. So you can connect to Sarita. Sarita ma'am, are you there in the online? Madam is there, I think. I will check it
Okay,
once.
okay, I
Or
can
else,
text her. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
I'll
You
text.
can call. If you have a contact, you can call. Okay.
Okay, sure, sure.
Later.
Thank you.
No worries. Yeah. Yeah. And see, especially I want to say one thing that in this Python full stack, okay, I got a one point from the sir. So that point is here. See, after taking this total Python full stack, now we are going to, as I said, we are going to discuss total front end, back end. That is sufficient to you, and you are eligible for getting the job next. You are eligible to ready to design your own application also. In that way, we are going to train here. Okay. Tomorrow, if you attend an interview, now you will get success in the interview because that is required first of all for you. And next is you have to ready to design your own application also. Your own. You can do that activity here. Up to that, we can help you. We can train you. Okay, now fine. That is what I want to say here. So, and one more point I would like to say is by comparing to other institutions or other training, we are providing additional to you. Don't worry about it because there are so many outside. There are so many institutions are there. So many trainers are there. So many institutions are there. But here we are giving a lot of things for you. Don't worry about it. Okay, fine then. And one more thing, sir. I said.
Yeah, Saran.
Yeah, Saran. So, like for example, if you want more real time and complex applications, if you want later, you will be having some other sources. You also can, you also can maybe you also can ready to design such type of applications here. No worry about it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, to add to what you're saying, I joined so many other courses related to Python full stack. I think I spoke to Sarita also about this. I mean, after the basics, the joining dots, nobody is explaining the joining dots. Like, for example, like, you mentioned about connecting to database and SQL and MySQL. They show in the console, like, how to create a table, how to create, but in real time, we don't hard code
Yes,
any.
yes. That's what. See, in the today's session, I tell you one slide. We are going to see because Django application we are going to design, but we are going to connect the database also that whatever the data you are storing, for example, I am interacting with the Django application, that data we can store into the database also, not only separate. I don't show the database separately like SQL. Okay.
Mhm.
We'll discuss the SQL also separately and I can connect the, for example, MySQL to the Django. Then we can connect and we can interact Django application can be interact with the MySQL, can store, can retrieve, can do any other activity also. This type
Yeah,
of
I mean,
environment I will show to you.
yeah, I mean, I understand, like, usually people start with basics, like, creating 5 employees or whatever. But in real time,
Yeah, yeah.
we don't create employees. We get files, like, flat file, text file, XML. I mean, we would like to understand, like, loading those files into the actual database using, like, auto increment primary key. I mean,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
a
yeah.
real, those kind of things.
Yes, yes. Primary key, auto increment, everything will come under the Django only.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
However, these are available in the database as well. Okay.
okay.
We'll
Thanks.
see all these things. No worries.
Thank you.
Fine. Okay. Any other queries, sir? Any other queries? Fine. So now this is actually Python full stack. Again, I given the overview to you. Just for clarity purpose, I revised here. Now, so first of all, we are going to start with Python. Okay. So now let me give the overview on the Python. So actually, what is Python and how we start the Python, what this Python contains. Let me give the overview on this. Now, as I discussed in the demo session, what is Python? Already you got one idea. It is a programming language, or you can say it is a scripting language also, right? So we'll discuss more about this. So before that, see now from according to my training, because every trainer having his own style. Okay, like I also have my own style. Now here I classified. There are no separate parts actually in the Python, but according to my training, I divided this total Python into 4 parts. Okay, according to my training, okay, I divided total Python into what here? 4 parts. The parts are here. The first one is part one, that is the introduction to Python. So why I divided also I am going to explain to you. You will get a clarity also. Once if you complete this introduction, okay, all this part one, part two, part three, part four. Okay. So first part one is the introduction to the Python. Next, part two is a fundamentals of Python. Part two is a fundamentals of Python. Next, part three is a core Python topics. I said now we will be having the Python, core Python, also advanced Python, right? Yeah, that is what core Python topics, part three. And then part four is a advanced Python topics. Okay, these are the total 4 parts, right? So actually, this part three, part four, or the topics means like lessons. Okay, so like we will be having so many lessons. I'm going to list out to you later. First, we'll start with introduction. In the introduction, what we cover? See, in the introduction, like once again, we'll discuss what is Python. Okay, and then why Python. Okay, or purpose of Python. Why Python is becoming very, very popular nowadays. Okay, all these things we are going to cover. And later, so applications of Python. The demo session also explained, but here also once again we'll see. applications, real-time applications of Python. And after this, we have versions of Python. There are some different versions are there in Python software. We'll discuss what are the versions are available, which version we have to use, which version we should not use, in the real time, which version we have to use. All these things we are going to cover here. And after this, download, how to download and install Python software. Okay, so how to download and also how to install the Python software. I am going to show lively in front of you, so you also can download and also install in your system. Next, after this, like we are going to write some simple programs after download and also installation. So we'll check whether that installation, whether that software installed properly or not. Then after that, we are going to write some simple programs using, there are two modes, using the two modes. There are two modes out there to write the Python programs. Okay. One is interactive mode. And the second one is batch mode. Okay. There are two modes are there. Commonly we are going to use in Python. One is the interactive mode and also what? Batch mode. We'll see here only. Okay. And after this, we'll discuss the features. So features of Python. Okay. Features of Python. So all these things will be covered where? In part 1. So very clearly, step by step, we are going to discuss about all these things. It is mostly theory, but the practical session you will see download, installation and these modes. Here you can see little bit practical. Download, installation, okay, and modes of writing the Python programs. There we can see little bit practical. Except this, remaining everything is what here? Theory only. Okay. Next, part 2. So part 2 is the fundamentals of Python. Means these are actually basics. You can say basics of Python. In these basics, so we are going to learn, for example, the elements which are required to understand the lessons. Next, in the part 3, part 4, some lessons are there, some topics are there. But if you want to understand all these lessons every day in the programming, we are going to do some basics of Python. So the elements which are required for these topics like core Python and also advanced Python. So we are going to discuss very clearly in the part 2. They are called here basics. For example, what are the basics here? For example, like constants. Okay, constants, or you can say literals. Next, variable is what? Okay, and also identifiers. Next, keywords or reserved words. Keywords or reserved words. Next, data types. Next, operators. Okay, and typecasting. Typecasting, and also mutability concept is there, like mutable and immutable objects. Okay, so mutable and immutable objects. And after this, we have like input and input functions and also output functions are there. We'll discuss all these. There are some different ways we can take the input from keyboard to the Python program, and we can display the result of the Python program in different ways. There are some functions are there related to this input and output. So we are going to discuss all these very clearly. Okay, step by step. And along with this, so we are going to discuss the basic programs also. Okay, and along with this, in this, before starting the part 3, part 4, now I am going to show one real-time IDE, which we use for designing the projects also. Not only to write the simple programs, that IDE also can helpful to design your project also tomorrow. But right now that is not required. But we can start that is from part 3 only. Like real-time IDEs, that may be PyCharm or Visual Studio Code. So these type of real-time IDEs also we are going to start using from part 3 only. And till part 2, there is a separate editor will be there that is provided by the Python only. Okay, that is called actually IDLE. IDLE. One IDLE is provided by the Python. That IDLE we can use until part 2. In the part 2, we can use that one only. Just for, understanding the IDLE is what. That will come along with the Python software. There we can write the Python programs. Later we can use a VS Code or PyCharm like that. There are so many tools are there in the real time. But here we can use either PyCharm or VS Code. PyCharm is there, VS Code is there, Atom is there. Okay, there are so many are there. Right. So all these we can cover where in the part 2, sir. These are very, very important. All these we are going to use the topic specially like constant. See here, I given only the titles for you. You'll be having, sub points, subtitles also. For example, data types. There are different types of data types are there. Operators, different types of operators are there. For example, arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators. Okay, like identity operator, slice operator. Right. Yesterday I was showing you slice operator. Right. There are so many subtopics are available in this. Just I given only the titles here, main titles. But in this again you'll be having the subtitles, sub points here. Variable is what? Why we have to use variable? What is the use of variable? What are the rules to write the variables? Like we'll see all these things, constants, types of constants. Like we are going to cover everything. Subtopics also will be covered. Just I written only the main topics here. Titles I written, but not subtitles here. Okay. Same way, like core Python topics and also advanced Python topics. Okay. Let me give the overview on these core Python topics. Like in the core Python, we are going to cover, for example, controls. Let me write some main topics here. Control statements. Okay. In this control statement, there are so many subtopics are there, like decision making statements, looping statements, jumping or transfer statements. Again, decision making statements also having the if statements, four types of if statements. Okay, looping statements again, while loop, for loop. Okay, then jumping statements, break, continue, pass. It is a little bit a big topic, big lesson. Control statement, very very important topic. Okay, so we are going to discuss the so many subtopics in the control statements. Then after that, string topic is there. In this also we are going to discuss so many subtopics. String methods are there, functions are there, logical programs are there, and then list topic, tuple, okay, set, dictionary. Along with that, we are going to discuss some other data types. These are actually data types, advanced data types. Okay, like frozen set is there. All these we are going to cover. And after these functions, very very important. Subtopics of functions also. There are so many subtopics are there in the functions. So next after this, like modules are what? What are the inbuilt modules supported by the Python? How to create our own modules here? Then packages or libraries or what? Okay, how to create our own packages here? Then command line arguments are what? Command line arguments are what? Okay, so all these comes under where core Python topics. Along with this, we'll cover the subtopics also. Okay, next advanced Python topics. Advanced Python topics, especially here we are going to focus OOPS. OOPS means what here? Object Oriented Programming System, the full form. Object Oriented Programming System. So we are going to discuss some principles are there, like for example, abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. How these are helpful also. We are going to see this practically. See here, we no need to go through only theory. We are going to apply that theory practically also. Okay. In the OOPS, we are going to discuss all these four principles along with the class, object is what, okay, like constructor, okay, then destructor, destructor, then next we can say like file handling, exception handling. Let me write here. exception handling, file handling. Okay, then regular expressions. Okay, and multi-threading. Okay, multi-threading and decorator, for example, decorator, and some data science libraries. Data science libraries, I said like NumPy, Pandas. Okay, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib. So all these we are going to cover. So we'll look at the console-based projects also on Python after completion of all these things. All these comes under where? Part 4, Advanced Python topics. Okay, so we'll see all these along with the subtopics also. So this is actually Python. We are going to start like this. So tomorrow you'll be having a session. Now I am going to start what here? Introduction to Python. So get ready for this Python class tomorrow. We'll see all these introduction part. This will take maybe 3 to 4 sessions. Part 1 will take the 3 to 4 sessions, and part 2 also will take around 5 sessions like that. Then after that, we are going to jump to lessons here. Slowly, we are going to discuss. So anybody can understand the class, whatever the training I am going to provide to you. I am going to use a simple English. You also can communicate with other language like Telugu. If you know, you can also communicate. You can also ask doubts in the Telugu or Hindi, whatever you have. Okay, you can feel free to ask any doubts, especially online guys, because you are attending in the online. You can unmute your mic, or you can also share your doubt in the chat box before starting the class or after starting the class. Also, after end of the class, also you can communicate. Okay, and especially who have an interest to take this Python full stack course, if you want to learn through offline also, you can visit our office. You can also attend it daily through online, sorry, offline. Clear now? Right. So finally, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. I hope we got a good clarity on Python, how we are going to discuss. So tomorrow we are going to start the Python. This is a regular session now from tomorrow onwards. Okay, and if you have any of your friends also, you can recommend to attend this Python session, Python or Python full stack. Fine. So thank you so much. If there are no doubts, you can leave the session, guys. Have a nice day. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Any doubt? Yeah, I can. Yes. So you can take this. Usha, you can take this syllabus from the office. Okay, you will get it. Okay, you can get from the office. You will be having the okay syllabus total full stack.